These people wanted the American people to believe that it was an illegitimate president. That was the plan.
The last half hour, Scott. You spent the last half hour monopolizing.
Anna, just give me 1 second. Let me let Keith finish his point, and then we can continue. Go ahead, Keith.
First of all, I wouldn't take the Lord's name in vain on
what do you have?
Scott Jennings literally wiped the floor with these people.
This video is brought to you by SHINERGY Life, brought to you by SHINERGY Life. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're sick of being soft, if you're sick of your T levels being low, if you're tired of being a Democrat, won't you get you some TForce and become a man today, all right? We had the original TForce, which is the regular TForce, and then we made it advanced. I suggest you take this with food and you take it before a workout to maximize. Get you some TForce today, 25% off, because I hate these white bottles and I want to get them out of here, to be honest. We give you a discount code for 25% off. Get you some TForce today. God bless you. God bless America. And let's get strong, baby.
Oh, my boy, Scott Jennings is on like Donkey Kong. I just love it when he just destroys these people on TV. Like, I think that the arrogance and pompous belief systems of these people on the left, they think that they're winning. They think that somehow he's not destroying them every day on TV for some reason. Like, he comes across as very logical. He comes across as very educated on the topic. He comes across as very genuine. And out of everybody in the room, he comes across as the most researched. Like, these other people are saying, I feel, I think, this should be, I think, I'm an emotional. But then when Scott Jennings speaks, he's giving fact after fact after fact after fact after fact after fact after fact. So I want y'all to watch this because I don't want to belabor the point too much. Watch Scott Jennings literally wipe the floor with these people. Roll the clip.
But here's the scandal. Here's the scandal.
Oh, do tell.
No votes, you just said, and I think you're right. Maybe they tried. It had no impact on the election. The scandal is this, that high-ranking Democrats abuse their intelligence positions to try to convince half the American people and one entire political party that Russia stole the 2016 election. And they succeeded. Today, it is an article of faith among Democrats.
How did they? I think, Scott, you have to actually back that up. How did they do that, in your opinion? I mean, you're alleging that there was a conspiracy led by Obama to say that Russia changed the votes, which they did not say. So what are you talking about exactly?
I'm telling you that the program was this. They were shocked that Donald Trump won the election. They couldn't believe it. No. And so these people, I don't know who is responsible for it ultimately, but it deserves investigation.
Wait a minute, just a minute ago, you were saying the Wall Street Journal.
Why don't you let me finish? These people wanted the American people to believe that it was an illegitimate president. That was the plan.
The Obama deep state, multiple officials.
The Obama deep state.
Yes.
So what about the?
I sat here night after night on panel after panel.
Let's all calm down. Let's simmer down now. Okay, listen. Is Marco Rubio in the Obama deep state?
No, but this is
Marco Rubio in the Obama deep state?
No, but you are.
How is that? Okay, let's just bring it back to the facts here. Is Marco Rubio in the Obama deep state?
Did he author the Steele dossier?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Senator, Ambassador, let me go to you on this, because there was a bipartisan committee that looked into this. That bipartisan committee was led in part by Marco Rubio, and they concluded what? What did they conclude? Was it that Russia interfered in the election, or that Russia did not?
Well, that Russia interfered.
Well, let me stop it for a minute. I was going to let them keep going, but like, this is they are sent the memo to say, here's your talking points about this topic. 100% they're sent the memo. Here's your talking points about this topic. Because why are all of them saying the same thing that Obama is saying that have nothing to do with nothing? It does not matter that there was a joint intelligence briefing, or not intelligence briefing, but that there was a joint investigation done and it was determined that they did interfere, but it was inconsequential. That is not the issue that we're talking about, because Russia interfering in the election is not an issue. It's not a national issue. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. They said that Trump worked with Russia to interfere in the election. They said that Trump was working with Putin to interfere in the election, that Donald Trump was responsible for allowing them to do certain things, and they worked together and they're having meetings and colluding with Russians to steal the election. Then they also said that they don't want to repeat that he did steal the election. They got on television and said that there is evidence that it affected the outcome of the election. They mentioned it 100%. And it's not about that. It's not about the investigation. It's about the fact that they were briefed that there was no there, and they did an investigation anyway, which yielded the results that everybody knew were the results. That Russia may have interfered, but it had nothing to do with the election, and Donald Trump had no involvement. Let's get back to the video.
Okay.
So
is Marco Rubio?
It didn't change a vote.
It didn't, but what do people believe? What do people believe?
So hold on a
Democrats
second.
believe Russia stole the election.
Is this about what the intelligence community concluded, or is it about what you think the public believes? Are those two things the same, or are they different?
Abby, why would they believe
because
it if they
I do
weren't
think
told
that
that by
if
their
you are
government?
accusing people,
They were told that by the White House.
If you are accusing people of crimes, okay,
I don't know if it's criminal, but it deserves
you
investigation.
might want to have your facts in order, because
the
you
facts
can't.
are this. They told people
Hold on a
Russia stole
second.
the election.
Scott,
That's what they told
you
you.
can filibustering all night.
You cannot criminalize. You cannot target people
I didn't
with the
criminalize
law.
anything. I think it deserves investigation.
By saying that they authored an
I have no
assessment that
authority
says
to target
in
anybody.
plain
I'm
text
just
what
something.
Russia. Hold on a second. It says in plain text what Russia did in the election, and then you want to punish them for what people believe?
Yes, I want to punish them and investigate them.
That is absolutely wrong.
For leading the United
All
States
right,
down this
Keith, go ahead.
ridiculous black hole.
Two points.
Keith,
One
go
in
ahead,
response to Scott and one about the whole conversation. First of all, in the last segment, Scott was complaining because the Wall Street Journal was reporting factually based sourced argument, sourced information.
Unverified hearsay was the term.
Factually
Go
based
ahead.
sourced information.
Unverified hearsay.
And now he comes on making wild accusations
They're not wild.
with no factual basis. So there's a hypocrisy there.
Wait,
Can I
say something here?
You just spent the last half hour, Scott. You spent the last half hour monopolizing
Anna,
and
just give me 1
filibustering the
second. Let me let Keith
conversation.
finish his point, and
Jesus
then we can
Christ.
continue. Go
I
ahead,
wouldn't.
Keith.
First of all, I wouldn't
Scott,
take the
please,
Lord's
just-
name in vain on
Well, you
Sunday.
have.
He mentioned Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and I got to say something. I don't understand how the point is not very clear and succinct. Nobody's talking about the investigation into Russia interference. Russia may have interfered in our election. That's not what nobody was talking about, and that's not. It's the Donald Trump. Was Donald Trump involved in it? That's the whole point. Was Donald Trump involved in it? Can y'all get to the point? God dang it.
Pretty much. So
Scott, please, just
secondly,
give us a moment. Go ahead.
Secondly, and this is the point that I think is the larger issue. This conversation is exactly the conversation Donald Trump wants us to be having. He doesn't want us to talk about the Epstein scandal. So he threw up Tulsi Gabbard to bring out this old, unsubstantiated charge against Barack Obama, who was 3 presidents ago, to get Scott Jennings on national television to get his base talking about that issue. It's all part of Donald Trump's plan, and Scott's playing right into it. We should be talking about how the Epstein scandal is preventing Congress from doing its job, preventing them from talking about jobs and health care and education and affordable housing, preventing them from doing the American people's work. But Scott is working with Donald Trump to get you talking about Barack Obama, who's not even the president.
Caroline,
Well,
I
I would argue that Democrats are really, I would actually argue that Democrats are really having a heyday with the Epstein scandal instead of focusing on the things that matter like inflation and even the Medicaid reform if they really want to go there. But I think we're getting a little confused about what this Russia bombshell actually is.
It's not a
saying
bombshell.
well, actually it is. It's showing that Obama was indeed the architect of the Russian collusion
Of what?
hoax. Because he fed fake intelligence to the media, which served as the
Wait a
basis
second.
for multiple smear campaigns against the
What
sitting
exactly was
president.
he the architect of?
He's the one who gave his officials gave the assessment to the media that was derived from the discredited Steele dossier.
What did the assessment say?
The Steele dossier?
What did the assessment say? The IC assessment. What did it say?
The assessment was derived from the Steele dossier, which said that Trump was accused.
What did it actually say? Not what is it derived from. What did it actually say? What was the conclusion of the IC assessment?
I'm not going to regurgitate it
No.
verbatim.
I've said it
the
1,000
conclusion
times
was that the
at
Russians
this table.
tried to meddle in the
Yes.
elections, that they had done all sorts of things,
Exactly.
but that there was no evidence
It did
that they
not
had changed the
say
result.
that they changed the votes. That is not what it said.
If you don't know that,
but
then you
also-
shouldn't be on the
also-
panel.
And that, in any case,
Also, listen,
In any case.
this though.
yes.
Okay. So we are here saying, or some of you are saying that, high-level Democrats were trying to get half the country to believe that Donald Trump had not legitimately won the election. What I saw was Barack Obama greet then President-elect Trump in 2016 at the White House. I saw him properly transition with the Trump team. I saw him be at the swearing in of Donald Trump. I did not see him trying to lead an insurrection and fan the flames or stop the way that the House was going to certify the election. What did Donald Trump do in when Joe Biden won? None of those things. None of those.
I can make excuses for it, but the fact that one political party takes it as an artifact that Russia stole the election.
Okay.
What I said to you was,
Scott, I'm sorry. I'm
Barack
sorry,
Obama
but
treated Donald Trump
hold on a
as
second, guys. We really have to go to break, but
president.
we have to go
Donald
to
Trump
break.
did not treat Joe Biden.
All right, what a mess. What a mess. I just get so sick of these people being so fake. The question, the whole thing is, Obama was briefed that there is no serious, legitimate interference from Russia in the election. There is no evidence that Donald Trump colluded with them to do anything substantial in the election. They knew that there was nothing there from the beginning. They knew that the findings would be that Russia interfered, but wasn't substantial at all. They were briefed about it. They were told about it. Intelligence briefings were concluded that there was nothing there before they ever decided to push the propaganda that Donald Trump was involved in stealing the election. The end. What are we talking about? It's not about that. They're trying to say that, well, Obama was right by starting an investigation because the Russia did interfere, and it came out in a bipartisan way that they interfered, but there was nothing changed in the election. No, they were told before they ever started an investigation, and then they lied to the American people. They conjured up a controversy. They believed in dossiers that were not true, and they knew it wasn't verified when they used them to get a warrant and all this other stuff that they did. So he lied and was deceptive initially with all the evidence that said what the conclusion had concluded already. All right. I think that's enough. Love you guys. I'm out.